Have you ever heard of the Bronze Serpent? Today we are going to tell you the story behind it. Once upon a time, many years ago, there was a group of people called the tribes of Israel. They lived in a place called Egypt, where the river Nile flowed like liquid gold and the pharaohs ruled with hearts of stone. These people were God's chosen ones, and their leader was a man named Moses. But their journey was far from easy. One day, after wandering for 40 years in the desert, they found themselves facing a terrible problem. They had offended God, and now death was spreading among them. Day by day, more and more people were dying, and fear was growing in their hearts. People were crying out in pain, and their screams echoed across the empty desert like a sad song. They were desperate for help, and all eyes turned to Moses. But what could he do? He went to God for help, and God spoke to him. Make a bronze serpent and put it on a pole. Anyone who looks at it will be healed. It sounded strange, but Moses believed in God, so he did as he was told. He took some bronze, melted it, and with skillful hands, he shaped it into a serpent. It was long and thin, just like a real snake. Then he put it on a tall pole and placed it in the center of the camp. At first, the people were afraid when they saw the bronze serpent. After all, snakes were seen as a bad omen. But then something amazing happened. As they looked at the serpent, they felt a warm, tingling sensation spread through their bodies. It was as if the serpent was sending healing energy into them, chasing away the fear and pain. More and more people came to see the bronze serpent, and as they gazed upon it, they, too, felt the healing touch and their health began to improve. So let us tell you a bit more about this amazing story. In the burning heat of the Egyptian desert, where the sun beat down relentlessly on the golden sands, the tribes of Israel wandered in despair. Led by their prophet Moses, they had fled the clutches of Pharaoh, hoping to find freedom and a better life. But as weeks turned into months, their spirits began to dwindle. The harsh environment and the constant threat of wild animals took a toll on their bodies, and illness spread like wildfire through their camp. Amidst the sea of tents, a sense of dread and hopelessness prevailed. Each morning brought new cases of unexplained ailments, leaving the people terrified and vulnerable. The cries of the sick echoed through the desolate landscape, mixing with the howling wind and the buzzing insects, creating a symphony of despair. The weight of their suffering pressed heavily on Moses' heart. He watched helplessly as his people grew weaker, their faces pale and drawn, their eyes clouded with pain and exhaustion. Driven by compassion and unwavering faith, Moses sought guidance from God, pouring out his heart and pleading for a solution. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the desert, God's voice echoed in Moses' soul, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness. Build an image of a serpent and set it on a staff. It will become a sign for healing and protection against the attacks of poisonous snakes. Moses, filled with determination, wasted no time in carrying out God's instructions. With the tools at his disposal, he molded the bronze into the shape of a serpent, its scales meticulously crafted to resemble those of a real snake. Once the figure was complete, he hoisted it onto a tall pole, ensuring it stood proudly against the backdrop of the endless blue sky. The people, drawn by curiosity and a sliver of hope, gathered around the newly erected pole. As they gazed upon the bronze serpent, a sense of wonder and apprehension washed over them. Whispers spread like wildfire, their voices hushed and filled with uncertainty. Some saw it as a symbol of their afflictions, while others clung to it as their last hope for recovery. Among them was Zipporah, a young woman whose little brother, Caleb, had been stricken with a mysterious illness. His skin was covered in rashes, his breath shallow and weak. Hope had begun to fade, but when she saw the bronze serpent, something stirred within her. Perhaps this was their chance at healing. With newfound determination, Zipporah approached the pole, her gaze fixed on the intricate details of the bronze serpent. As she stared at it, a warmth spread through her body, chasing away the chill of fear that had clung to her for days. Her heart pounded in her chest, a drumbeat of anticipation and hope. And then it happened. She felt a surge of strength flow through her veins, revitalizing her weary limbs. The tightness in her chest eased, replaced by a lightness that brought tears to her eyes. Was this the healing touch she had prayed for? Zipporah turned back to the serpent, her eyes shining with gratitude and awe. Could this unassuming statue truly be their savior? As more and more people shared their experiences, the belief in the serpent's healing powers grew, intertwining with hope, faith, and a touch of mystery. In the following days, the desert witnessed a remarkable transformation. The bronze serpent became a beacon of hope, drawing people from distant corners of the camp. Some approached with hesitant steps, their faces etched with skepticism and pain. Others came bounding, their laughter echoing in the vast emptiness, celebrating the relief they had found in the serpent's gaze. For the tribes of Israel, the presence of the bronze serpent marked a turning point in their journey. It symbolized not only physical healing, but also the restoration of their spirits, reminding them that even in the harshest of environments, hope could bloom and life could endure. The story of the bronze serpent serves as a timeless testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the enduring power of hope in the face of adversity. It is a tale that continues to resonate through the ages, urging us to hold on to faith and to seek solace in the healing embrace of nature and the boundless compassion of God. As Moses finished the statue, the heavy sky rumbled with distant thunder, mirroring the turmoil in the hearts of the Israelites. Yet there was something different in the air, a tension that crackled like static electricity. The people stood mesmerized as Moses raised the bronze serpent high above his head, its polished surface catching the faint sunlight and glinting back 1,000 tiny rainbows. In that moment, the whispers ceased and all eyes were fixed on the enigmatic statue. Then it happened. A ray of sunlight, as if guided by an unseen hand, pierced through the dark clouds and bathed the serpent in its golden glow. The air around the statue seemed to shimmer, and a hush fell over the crowd as they witnessed something truly extraordinary. The bronze serpent began to move. Slowly at first, its head lifted gracefully, its tail swishing back and forth in a hypnotic rhythm. As it glided through the air, the sunlight intensified, illuminating not only the serpent, but the very essence of hope that it represented. The people gasped, their faces a mixture of awe and disbelief as they watched the statue come to life before their very eyes. It was a sight that defied logic, a spectacle that challenged their understanding of the world. The bronze serpent continued its mesmerizing dance, rising higher and higher until it reached its full height, its sinuous form reaching towards the heavens. At the peak of its movement, the serpent seemed to glow with an otherworldly light, casting long, distorted shadows that stretched and twisted on the ground like tormented souls. The people stood transfixed, their hearts pounding in their chests as they witnessed the full glory of the spectacle. Then just as suddenly as it began, the movement stopped. The serpent froze in mid-air, its body taut, its head raised in a silent roar. The golden light faded, leaving behind a heavy silence that pressed down on the crowd like a physical force. The people were left in a state of suspended animation, unable to break the silence or tear their eyes away from the enigmatic statue. As if awakened from a dream, Moses stepped forward, his face grave and determined. With a voice that echoed with power, he addressed his people, "Look to the serpent, my brothers and sisters, and believe in the healing touch of the Most High. Let its stillness be a reminder of the peace that can be found in the midst of chaos. Let its immobility symbolize the strength that comes from unwavering faith. For even when the path ahead seems uncertain and the burdens of life threaten to overwhelm us, we must remain steadfast in our beliefs and trust in the guiding light of the divine." His words hung in the air, resonating with the deep-seated longings of the Israelites. They looked back at the bronze serpent, its stillness now speaking volumes of the solace and strength it offered. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the desert, the people slowly dispersed, each carrying with them a renewed sense of purpose and a glimmer of hope. The bronze serpent stood tall against the darkening sky, a silent sentinel watching over the tribes of Israel. Its stillness had become a source of comfort, its immobility a symbol of enduring faith. And so the mystery of the bronze serpent echoed through the ages. A tale whispered around campfires, its lessons carried on the winds of change. For those who believed, the serpent became a beacon of hope, a tangible representation of the healing power of faith. And in the darkest moments of their journey, its memory served as a reminder that even in stillness, there is strength, and even in the depths of despair, hope can rise again. Thank you for watching and see you next time.